Science Explorations of Lapine, Oregon. This is for Earth Science class at George Fox University. Today is October 14th. Lapine, Oregon is located in the high desert of Oregon. It's stunningly beautiful, diversely landscaped, and has complex weather patterns. The plate tectonics for Lapine, Oregon, the North American plate, the western margin is where it's located. Land formations, the Cascade Mountain Range, volcanoes, mountains, rift zones like Newberry Volcano, hazards, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, potential fires and ashfall, human impact, recreation and tourism, economy, culture connected to the outdoors, preparedness for natural disasters is required. Rocks and minerals. Lapine is heavily populated with obsidian. It holds a cultural role for Native American people in Central Oregon. It was used to trade for tools and for ceremonial purposes. Pumice is lightweight, formed from explosive eruptions, and it is used in a lot of construction material. The geologic timeline, volcano eruptions at Newberry Volcano that produced lava flows, growth and combustion of the forests, which provided the trees that were encased by lava flows at the lava cast forest, ongoing erosion, soil formation, and vegetative succession in the lava terrain. The main evidence of fossils in the region would be trace fossils. Trace fossils in this case would be ancient trees that were encased in lava where bark patterns, tree rings, and even charcoal can be seen in some cases. There's little to no evidence of fossils of animals or marine life. Above on the left-hand side is a picture of one of the ancient tree trace fossils. And on the right-hand side of the screen is a picture of just a lava flow. Earthquakes and landslides. Earthquakes are hazards that have been recognized as one of the major natural hazards in Oregon since the late 80s. A result of a geologic research to identify and characterize the Cascadia subduction zone and crustal faults. In March 1993, there was an earthquake in Scott Mills that was 5.6, and in September of that same year in Klamath Falls, there was an earthquake that was a 5.9, followed by a 6.0. That demonstrated the potential hazard of crustal earthquakes in Oregon. Because of our short history in dealing with things like that, it led us to look at the fundamental issues of crustal activity from the subduction zone because they're still not understood well here. This again. Talk about water. Average precipitation is 19 to 20 inches a year between 1991 and 2020. with a whopping 74 inches of snow. Rivers, the Little Deschutes runs through town, the Upper Deschutes at Love Pine State Park, Newberry Caldera Lakes nearby. Geology, porous volcanic deposits, strong groundwater influence, rain shadow climate. Water issues would be nitrate contamination in shallow wells from septic systems. There is a county protection program. Economic, fishing, boating, tourism on the Deschutes, significant recreational spending in the area. And lastly, let's talk about climate change a little bit in Lapine. So the driving force of climate change here is we're having less rainfall and higher temperatures. So in the high desert climate, there's warmer, drier summers, which leads to having strong potential for solar and geothermal energy. But that comes at a cost because we're seeing less precipitation in the area with the rising heat. And so that gives us the high desert climate with cold, snowy winters, getting about 18 inches of rain yearly. And so that is showing us a climate change that has drought and brings a significant wildfire risk. As you can see, between 1950 and currently, we have really high dips and really low dips. So it just really kind of depends on the year. But the interesting thing is that if you look at the charts, they do seem to follow each other for some reason, especially in the spiking years of heat. We see significant spikes of water, and so that to me is very interesting. And that concludes my presentation. Have a good evening, folks.